Hey guys, so it's still June and it's men's mental health awareness, but I thought it'd just be better to talk about mental health in general. You know, so yesterday I made a video and it was about how Mikayla Rains, save a fox, took her own life, and I come on, I come on this morning not only to just comment after comment, um, just overnight. And also, who the hell downvotes this sort of thing? Um, but so many comments talking about um let me get back to where I was. Yeah, this morning I've seen a lot of comments giving like, oh hey, a large portion of it came from here and this and that. Now, some of the culprits, not surprising, are exactly the kind of fucking losers you'd expect. A lot of the harassment came from, you guessed it, Reddit. From a subreddit name called Save a Fox Snark. Now, as you can see, these little cowardly fucking pussies have decided to put their little community in private because they know the backlash they're about to face. But there's this comment, and it's probably the only one I have on the video that's like this. Basically, victim blaming. She is responsible for her own life. Doesn't anyone see that this woman took her own life? I heard she even left a small child behind. You're so quick to blame others. She could have gotten help. She could have gotten off social media. As long as no one seriously threatens your life. You are responsible for your own life. Negative comments can be negative. Everyone stop everything. Hold up, hold up. Whoa, 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 wait up, you asshole. Plato, Socrates, Sun Tzu, Confucius, move the fuck over. Move over. We got a modern day philosopher right here. And I thought nothing could top Hillary Duff's if the light is off and it isn't on. Nope. Looks like even that great philosopher managed to just oof, move over. We got a new queen bee in town, guys. Negative comments can be very negative. Did you pat yourself on the back after that one? You're like, oh yeah, that's some good shit right there. Negative comments can be very negative, but they only have power if you let them. Yeah, truly inspirational. So if you're not a fucking moron, you can look at this comment and see so much wrong. If you're very a one-dimensional fucking creature and you can't think outside the box or think really at all, then yeah, what she says makes sense. But again, if you're not fucking stupid, uh, first off, you're so quick to blame others. So this woman, Mikayla Rains, on autistic spectrum, borderline personality disorder, and she had depression. Now, as someone who's 37 who has depression, who's had it since I was 16, no medication, no one else. I don't have people to talk to. And even when people say they are here for me, I don't feel like, it's just more like I don't want to waste people's time with my problems. There is a slew of reasons why she wouldn't have gotten help. And she was, now for the depression and all that stuff, she was getting help. She had people that, someone like a therapist or whatever. That doesn't help all the time. Some people it does, some people doesn't. Think of depression like a balloon. Like a balloon. Now, again, I'm 37. my balloon's been filling up since I was like 16. So it's a very large, big, beautiful balloon. Every drop of water is that negative bullshit. Whether it be just, I'm sure, the loving comments that these people were sending her about how they wish she would die and how that they want to do things to her child and all that. I'm sure. I'm but every drop of water or is that negative shit, right? Now it's a balloon. It can only hold so much before it bursts. My balloon, it's a big balloon. You can imagine. I'm 37. Since I was 16, it's a big balloon. You know, currently I'm temporarily unemployed because the guy who owns the stores doesn't know how to separate his personal life from his business life and is letting his divorce affect his 500 something employees. So I've got about $250 to my name right now, and I got to somehow make that last until I can get my job back. So whenever either he decides to open up the stores again or they force him to sell to someone else, I have no freaking job right now. And stuff like that is enough to push people to the brink. Here I am. So my balloon is clearly capable of holding more water than someone else. Mikayla, who had depression, borderline personality disorder, and who was on the autistic spectrum, years and years, same thing, negative comments. But because she is in the limelight a lot more, 2.4 million subscribers on YouTube, 500, almost 600,000 on Instagram, you have a lot more negativity coming your way. And while, yes, she has the support of her community, of her friends, her family, her husband, sometimes that's not enough. Now, I keep telling people, oh, no, you don't have to worry about me. You know, I would never, end up taking my own life. But that's from this point in time where I have a clear head. I have a clear mind. I don't know what I'll feel when that balloon finally bursts. I don't know. For Mikayla, that balloon burst, and that's what she ended up doing. Is it right? No. And I know I saw one person say that they were more mad at her because now her family has to deal with the repercussions of her action. Like, they're not saying that she was a bad person. They're just saying that, they're actually angry, like angry at her now because she did what she did. But for whatever reason, she didn't see the help that she was getting wasn't helping. Now we have she could have gotten off social media, right? Because a person who is on the autistic spectrum has borderline personality disorder and depression, who has animals to take care of, property to take care of, just can, most likely being funded and all that from people online. Yeah, just easy to walk away from being online. You see what happens to people with millions upon millions of subscribers when they say, oh, I'm going to take a few days for myself. You have those stupid, fucking, moronic, idiotic, disgusting individuals like, oh my god, how dare you take time for yourself? I need my content to consume. Unsubscribed. So, as someone who doesn't have that kind of, like, 2.4 million is a lot. But people online are selfish. So someone who has that many issues, you can kind of imagine why it's not so easy to just walk away from it. And that you're so quick to blame others. Because people online, especially Reddit, are just known to be family friendly. I can't even imagine the vile fucking shit that people were sending her to directly to her. Not just here, but actually directly messaging her. I can't even imagine. And I'm sure a lot of it had to do with how they wanted to see her die in various ways, the nasty, vile things they wanted to do to her child. Again, that's all drops of water into that balloon. And just, and then suddenly, boom, that balloon bursts. Some people can handle when that balloon bursts, some can't. But it's like people with Robin Williams or any other celebrity, right? The dude had hardcore depression. And people were like, well, what did he have to be depressed about? He was rich. Because depression, come here. You might be shocked to know that depression doesn't care if you have money or not. It doesn't care. Like every other mental illness and disease, it hits you indiscriminately. It doesn't care if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're black, you're white, man, woman. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't care. So when Robin Williams died, well, what did he have to be depressed about? He had money. He had a family. Truly, you are a fucking moron. Try not to hurt that fucking Neanderthal brain of yours. Because clearly thinking isn't your strong suit. Like, maybe you should probably stay offline and go back to trying to invent the wheel for yourself. But it's just it baffles me that people think it's that easy. It's not. Again, this is coming from someone who has depression. And I don't talk about my issues because I know that one, either people just don't care, or I don't want to waste people's time by bothering them with my issues. So I decide to deal with everything by myself. Could I ask for help? Sure. But in my mind, I'm thinking either they don't fucking care or I just don't want to waste their time. They have their own lives, more meaningful lives. They have kids or, a partner or whatever. And I don't want to waste their time with my fucking bullshit. And I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments saying, I feel the same way. I have depression. That's exactly how it is for me. You just don't think that anyone cares. You hear people say they care, but then you reach out to these very same people, and then they're telling you things like, "Oh, well, other people have it worse," or whatever, or you just feel like, you're talking to them, and you feel like you're just wasting their time and annoying them. So it's not as simple as people think. It's really not. Um, but it and like I'm trying hard not to laugh at just the absurdity of everything because it's truly hilarious how people find it so hard to believe that there are reasons why things happen. Not everything is just one-sided, one-dimensional, it's cut and dry, black and white. There's reasons for someone not getting help. There's reasons why they weren't. And again, they were getting help. They were seeing someone. Didn't stop it from happening now, did it? Social media, a large portion of the income. It's either continue staying on social media and being able to take care of the animals, or moving off social media and not having that financial, stability. Gee, I wonder which one is more beneficial. At least in her mind, she was like me. She cares more about the animals. So she was ready to put up and endure anything just to make sure those animals were taken care of. I'm the same way with my animals. I will go without food so that they can eat. It's just like a parent would with a child. if I need food and they do, I will give up what I need in order for them. So she is giving up her own basically sanity to make sure that her babies are cared for. Because as I said in the video, they weren't pets to her, they were family. And when you truly care for family, you sacrifice for them. And she made sure that her family was taken care of, even at the cost of her own mental health. So, again, I do the same thing. If we, I've got what, 6 cats outside. If they need to eat, and I do too, I will sacrifice my food and go out and spend the money that I would have spent on them instead, so that way they can eat. Because in my mind, they are far more important than I am. And people can say they're just animals. They're not just animals. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Truly, you've never connected with anything that closely. They're not just animals. They are your family. When you're that close to all of them that you know whose purr is whose meow is whose, when everyone else says, how do you have such a great relationship with all of them? Because I do. Meowsy, Mama. It took me a year to get her to trust me. When she first came over, she was scared of everything. I could look at her and she would run off. And then slowly over time, as she was eating, I just started to slowly pet her. And then just when she was standing there, I would just kind of move over slowly and start to pet her. And after some time, she just finally realized that, hey, this guy isn't bad. And she would wait for me outside. She's had, what? Not the litter she just had, but the litter before that, she had right there on the porch. Why? Because she trusts and loves me that much. That kind of trust, it doesn't come out of nowhere. But I go out there and a lot of times they won't eat until I acknowledge them, because for them, my acknowledgement and my love is more important to them than eating. So it shows even in the animal world that they have priorities, and sometimes them getting your attention and then being loved by you is more important than them eating. Same thing for me. Them eating is more important than me eating. So there's that. But the fact is, this person wants to say you're so quick to blame others. You're so quick to assume all the shit. Makes you look like the closed-minded one. You are the one who is assuming shit. And when you have a place like Reddit, who is well known for their violent and over the top reactions to things and rhetoric and all that shit, maybe you should be looking at them rather than trying to blame the person who could only take so much. Mental health isn't fun. It's not, despite what some of the morons on TikTok do, it's not glamorous. It's not something to be celebrated. It's something to be talked about. Having depression or whatever else, it's not a personality trait. It's something that people have to deal with. And depression, just like anything else, it doesn't care how much money you have, whether you're a man, woman, black, white, young, old. It doesn't care. And that person who has depression, their balloon can only hold so much water before it bursts. So try thinking about that. I understand it'll be hard, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Sometimes you have to think about someone else more than yourself. But I don't think anyone would be shocked to find out that this existed and that this was a huge contributor to the harassment. Um, but for anyone who does have depression and all that, who watches me, I am here. I can tell you that I'm not one of those people who will ignore you unless I'm at work and I really can't do anything. But right now, currently, I'm not working for the, I don't know, however long it takes for the store to open back up. So if you need someone to talk to, you know, clearly I've got my, got Instagram. So you can message me on Instagram. Um, but I understand that some people just don't want it, or like me, where they think that either no one will care or they don't want to waste someone else's time. But just the offer's there. I am here. So, but it's ridiculous. People are, especially online when you don't have to show who you are. As I've said last night and other times, humans are more cruel and more monstrous than any demon, any creature that you can possibly think up. Like there's a reason why there's movies or whatever where demons or humans are portrayed as far worse than demons, because humans are. And this is just another prime example of how disgusting and evil human beings are. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.